What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them.
I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. During the day, well, I design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I, for one, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts, but they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. Roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. And I have my doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. I have my doubts, so I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. We're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back up. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. Well, the things I think while I lie awake and contemplate at night are wearing me out.
Good evening. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, I don't even know where to find my Oculus credit, if you will. I have no idea on any of that. We totally ought to hook up and, I don't know, find some cat house or something like that to hook up in VR. And you can maybe show me around a little bit on how to use the damn thing, because I'm very limited in knowledge on it. It really is. It does seem like there's a technological block, you know. I see you're in my whatever, cat house, man. There's got to be a VR cat house somewhere, man. We you know, next to the VR liquor store. We'll find a spot there. We'll hang out in the alley. We won't be in the cat house or in the liquor store. We're going to be in the best place possible. We're going to be right in between the two in the dark alley. That is going to be the best time. No, it's cool, but seriously, we'll have to hook up. And I see you in like my friends list thing or whatever. I see you there, but I have no idea how to do anything to you. I can click on your name, I think, but I don't know how to slap you around or talk to you. Or I don't know how to do anything. So I spoke with a dude in one VR, in the VR chat. It's called VR chat. And he had kind of helped me out with some of the safety settings, I guess, for VR chat. So that was awful cool of him. But I haven't been back in or anything like that. I mean, I'm really not there to hang out in chat rooms or anything. But, you know, I figure there probably has to be plenty of help, you know, people that are into these devices and are willing to, you know, help others learn how to use them properly. Because there's a lot. I'm learning this. There is actually quite a bit. It's not just about strapping that headset to your head and going at it. You have to make sure that you adjust your, what do they call that, right? For your IPD or whatever, the distance apart for your eyes. And you have to adjust that. Apparently the Oculus system is different than other systems I was reading about. But it's very important that you do that. And by not properly adjusting that, you could cause yourself to have nausea, you know, dizziness, all kinds of stuff, if you don't have that set properly. So I'm learning, but very, very, very slowly. And I still don't know. I read the whole thing about how to measure my IPD, but I haven't gone in the bathroom with a ruler to look in the mirror to do it. So, you know, I think I've got it pretty accurate. So, right, exactly. But to be honest, it looks a lot the same to me no matter what position I put it in. But if I put it on the two outside positions, I can like feel the eye strain somehow. In the middle position, it feels the best, but it's not quite right. And I just read like yesterday that you can go in between the positions, and that's perfectly fine. They intended that. So you can actually, so right now I'm somewhere in between the shortest position and the middle. And it seems to be really easy on the eyes. I kind of have blurriness a lot. So, anything, and I get a little bit of blurriness. I try to adjust the headset on my head and stuff like that and I never can completely eliminate it. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if that's just what you can expect from them. I don't expect them to be perfect. You know, they're clearly not perfect. And then in Flight Sim, it's just unbelievably awesome, but your graphics take such a nasty hit. I mean, the graphics look kind of crappy, to tell you the truth. But there's no replacement for being there. You know what I mean? I'll take the graphics hit to be sitting inside that frickin' Osprey. I did that today, actually. I took an Osprey, Alaska, and left an airport, took her up in the air, flew around a little bit. Found a little spot in a valley in a very, very high mountain top and went and sat down, and that was just an enjoyable flight. I took out an F-14 for a little while today, a Tomcat, and flew around the California, Nevada area, and yeah, lots of fun. I took out the Cub NX, the Monster NX, which is it's a Cub, but it's a hopped up Cub, and it's the tricycle gear, but it's got bush tires on it. That thing was a blast. So I've just been enjoying the different aircraft, and I love it. I'm so madly in love with aviation, it's unreal. So it's great to actually be able to feel like you're actually in it. So oh man. And I'm getting better with rudder pedals. I'm not putting on the brakes accidentally all the time anymore. That's a plus, especially when you're trying to take off down the runway. Then they're going, how come this damn plane's not getting off the ground? I don't know, maybe if you completely let go of the frickin' brake so it can go fast enough. Had a minor coffee spill. That's illegal. It's coffee abuse. Anyway. It's a Monday, right? It's a Monday. We got dogs barking all over the neighborhood. We've got... Now, I know you guys can't hear that, but there's a yapper yapping away. Medicine, medicine. Because I can. Anyway, let's see. I know you guys are here for news. Oh, I did have a bit of a chuckle on my way in. I noticed the little caption that Pinball had under his video tonight and talking about how we should completely cut off China altogether, meaning not buy any more goods. And it's funny when people just kind of say stupid shit. And damn well better watch what they wish for. Because if we just cut off China, lock, stock, and barrel, guess what we don't have? About everything, including life-needed medications. I mean, there are so many medications that are life-sustaining medications that we get from China, and we don't have an alternative. So it sounds good, but it reminds me of the liberals, or not the liberal, well, kind of one and the same, but the tree huggers, the ones that talk about all that we need to give up and quit doing and all that stuff, but then you talk to them about how much pollution it caused to have that iPhone made that they hold in their hand and they tweet about bitching everything all the time on, but they won't give that up. They won't give that up. It's funny. And that's kind of what it reminds me with Pinball's little mission, because stop. You're not going to give it up. You're addicted to Chinese shit, just like all of us are addicted to Chinese shit. And above and beyond being addicted to Chinese shit, we just don't have a choice but to buy Chinese shit. That's the way the cookie crumbles for the time being. Now, I do believe there will be a day, probably in our pretty near future, to where we won't be getting goods from China. It's not going to be a good day, tater. I'm telling you. I mean, dude, as much as we get, holy, oh yeah, we would be done. Anything electronic, for the most part, would be done for a very long time. Very long time. And then the electronics that came out to replace the electronics we lost would be so top dollar it would be unreal, because you have... we have to make a decision in this country. Do we want to continue having a high standard of living, or do we want to continue to be able to buy anything we want cheap? We don't have a choice. We can't pick both. We can't have our cake and eat it too. If we cut China out of the car, or if China cuts us out of the car, it's going to happen one way or another. I'm pretty damn positive of it. We've got to make that choice. Are we going to be willing as consumers to pay extremely high prices and have to really take a hit on our standard of living regardless, because we can't afford as many toys? Or do we just take the hit and be a third world nation? Tough call, huh? That's why I fear this country, because you've got a bunch of people that want to run this country that have no frickin' clue how to run anything. They couldn't run a coffee shop. It's insane, you know? Yeah, our VR too, the bastards. Can't take away that. Our toys. You're messing with our toys. It's kind of funny. I can't really go a lot into the conversation that I was having today, because it was well, I just can't go a lot into it. But what I will say is I was joking about that. Hang on. Hell, now I can't remember exactly what Yeah, but I can't remember what I was joking exactly what it was about. Hang on, let me see if I can sneak over there. Now it got me. I hate when I draw a blank like that. And I'm sure it had absolutely nothing to do with the hit I took. Nothing. Here it is. Do. Aha. So I found the right thread. I had a really good conversation today. Oh. Yeah, now I remember. All that for such a little comment. So anyway, I was talking to somebody today, and the company, I'm not going to talk about any products, but the company Segway came up, and we were talking, and now I have followed Segway early on, back right at the beginning. I had followed Segway closely, and the reason why was Dean Kamen himself. The man is just an incredible man, whether it be his intelligence or whether it be his compassion. He is an incredible man. And when he started out, when Segway started out, you know, what he was doing is he was working a lot with gyros. And he was working a lot with equipment for the disabled. And it was incredible, the stuff that he was coming up with. I had an incredible wheelchair that could climb stairs. It was really freaking cool. Worked very, very well. I don't know that ever even made it to the market. He was working on backpacks and units that you know, people, paraplegics and stuff like that, would be able to walk with this equipment. It was amazing, the technology that Mr. Kamen was working on. And today, Segway is nothing but an adult toy company. And it's sad. It's sad. You know, they are, you know, they're an adult toy company. And it is what it is. When I say that, I'm not even necessarily saying anything negative or bad about it because we all have our toys, you know? And, you know, it is what it is. I would love to have one of their little wheel thingies that you ride on, the little one wheel. I don't know what they call that thing. But I'd love to have one of those so I could, I don't know, break a hip or something. Dude, I turned 51 this month. In 10 days, my ass turns 51, and this sucks. Yeah, it's like a little unicycle thingy, yep. Battery powered, and, well, I tell you what, those little things are tempting. They look like they'd be a lot of fun. I don't think I'm up for one of the big ones, not the Segway brand, but there's other companies that make bigger ones that like do 50, 55 mile an hour and stuff. Yeah, I don't think I'm interested in that. Maybe about 30 years ago or so, maybe I would have probably did it, but not today. I can see myself flipping off of that thing now. Back in the day, it'd be fun. I'd hop right back on for another turn. Today, I don't know I'd get back up. Anyway, I mentioned something a while ago about news. I think that's why we're here. I don't know. Why the hell do we even get together? What do we do? Huh? Let's see. We talk about adult toys and cat houses. That's what we do. Cat houses in VR. Alright, I better quit. Let's see. Let me switch on over. We'll do some news or something. I don't know. Talk about the lame stuff now. Pentagon, you know, those jackasses that never can seem to keep a frickin' budget, announces $1.2 billion Ukraine aid package. How lovely. This is just so nice that our tax dollars get collected up and shipped on over to there, isn't it? Weren't you so happy the day that you went and you voted for that? Oh, you didn't vote for that? Okay. Weren't you happy the day that you voted for your representative to vote on your behalf? Oh, yeah, they didn't do that, did they? Damn, I think they call this something like taxation without representation. And I remember there was a time where there's some cats that threw a bunch of tea over the side of a big fucking boat. Right? I don't know. Anybody thirsty for some tea? I mean, I don't know. They gotta have some ships of tea somewhere we can go plunder. Calm down, Lipton. You don't need to get an order of protection. Sheesh. Anyway. Let's see. U.S. and... I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. U.S. and allied military contractors will soon receive orders for over $1 billion worth of artillery and air defense ammunition intended for the government in Kiev, the Department of Defense announced on Tuesday. The Pentagon described the aid as containing additional air defense systems and ammunition for anti-drone defenses, 155mm artillery rounds, equipment for integrating Western-supplied air defenses into Ukraine's network, and support for training, maintenance, and sustainment activities. According to the U.S. military, these are intended to meet Ukraine's most urgent requirements by providing critical near-term capabilities, bolstering air defenses, and sustaining Kiev's artillery. However, the ammunition will not be sent from Pentagon stockpiles. Instead, the aid is being provided under the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, which allows Washington to contract with their U.S. military industry, its allies, and partners. Tuesday's announcement represents the beginning, let me say that again, beginning of a contracting process, the Pentagon clarified. The DoD has also released an updated fact sheet on the military aid committed by the U.S. to Ukraine under the presidency of Joe Biden, including items that have yet to be delivered, such as M1 Abrams tanks. The total value of the aid exceeds $37.6 billion, of which $700 million was sent prior to February 2022. Isn't that special? That's just so special. And I really don't have anything else ordered. I only had 5 tabs open, so there's not a ton of stuff tonight. So, just so you know. Globalist elites provoking bloody conflicts and coups, says Putin. I would say from the headline, he's right. Western elites have forgotten the consequences of the Nazis' insane ambitions, Russian President Vladimir Putin has said during his Victory Day parade speech on Red Square in Moscow. Russia believes that any ideology of superiority is by its nature disgusting, criminal, and deadly, the president pointed out. The globalist elites keep insisting on their exceptionalism. They pit people against each other, split societies, provoke bloody conflicts and coups, sow hatred, Russophobia, and aggressive nationalism, destroy traditional family values that make a human a human, Putin said. Yeah, he's got that right. According to the Russian leader, all this is being done by the U.S. and allies in order to further dictate their will, their rights, and their rules, and implement what is basically a system of robbery, violence, and suppression on the international stage. We feel you, brother. We definitely feel you. It seems that they have forgotten what the insane ambitions of the Nazis led to. They'd forgotten who defeated this monstrous total evil, he stressed. Referring to the conflict in Ukraine, Putin said that a real war has been unleashed against our motherland, but we resisted international terrorism, will also defend the residents of Donbass and assure our security. The aim of the West is to achieve the disintegration and destruction of our country, nullify the results of World War II, completely break down the system of global security and international law, and strangle any sovereign centers of development, he insisted. The U.S. and its allies are to blame for the outbreak of the conflict in Ukraine, the head of state said. Overwhelming ambitions, arrogance, and permissiveness inevitably lead to tragedies. This is the reason for the catastrophe that the Ukrainian people are now experiencing, he pointed out. The Ukrainians become hostages of the coup that took place in the country in 2014 and were turned into a bargaining chip by the West, which uses the country to implement its cruel, selfish plans. I mean, the problem with this is he hit the nail on the head. You know, I get a lot of people that give me shit about reading news from RT. And there absolutely is propaganda. All the time. I see it every day. But this is not propaganda. Truth is not propaganda. Spreading a lie would be propaganda. But a truth? That's not propaganda. That's just telling the truth. And I cannot argue any single point being made in this article. I can't argue it. He's correct. Absolutely correct. I've been saying this for some time. My concern in this, my skin in the game of this, is it's our skin in the game. Okay, these countries that we piss off, I'm telling you, the next big WW is going to be at least partially fought here, too. I guarantee it. We had 2 big WWs on other people's playing fields, okay, with the exception of Pearl Harbor. It's not going to happen that way again. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Now, these many decades later, well, I guess not quite a century, huh? But these many decades later, you know, there's this little thing called logistics and mobilization that we didn't have then. Nobody had then. And so that's why it was easier for them to keep the battlefield over there and out of our backyards. It's not going to be the case for the next one. Not at all. So I think we have a very big say in this, and I think we better be saying, otherwise. Something else I'd been saying is that we could expect Putin to start striking deep into Ukraine and hitting Kiev. It's just strategy, folks. It's not a crystal ball. Just strategy. Russia carried out a major missile strike on targets in the Ukrainian capital, Kiev, in the early hours of Tuesday, the city's military administration has claimed. 4 Russian Tu-95 strategic bombers fired some 15 missiles from the area of the Caspian Sea, the head of the military administration, Sergei Popko, wrote on Telegram. The projectiles used were reportedly Kh-101 air-launched cruise missiles, he said. The missile strike followed a Russian drone attack on Monday in which a record number of UAVs were deployed in order to detect and exhaust Kiev's air defenses, Popko said. Hang on. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, we're there. Scrolling. Commander claimed that all of the Russian missiles had been shot down and there were no casualties or significant damage as a result of the strike. Mayor of Kiev, Vitaly Klitschko, wrote on Telegram that debris from a missile may have fallen on a residential building in the southwest of the capital, but it didn't cause any injuries or serious damage. The Russian Defense Ministry has yet to comment on the overnight strike. When reporting similar operations in the past, the ministry usually insists that its missiles struck their intended targets. Moscow began a large-scale missile campaign in Ukraine in October last year after accusing Kiev of using terrorist tactics and targeting Russian infrastructure, including the strategic Crimean Bridge. Since then, numerous large-scale missile strikes involving various types of projectiles and kamikaze drones have been carried out against Ukrainian military installations and energy facilities, leading to rolling blackouts and the depletion of the country's air defense capabilities. In other words, sum it up, shit's getting real, yo. They should really put that at the very bottom. Shit's getting real, yo. Or they could put it at the top and save everybody the article. Amazon to pay shoppers for skipping deliveries, says Reuters. This is stuff that we kind of want to pay attention to, too, as, you know, the little changes, especially in retail. This here says online retail behemoth Amazon has started offering $10 to some of its U.S. customers for picking up their purchases instead of having them delivered, Reuters reported on Monday. Over the past few days, subscribers to the Amazon Prime service reportedly received emails saying the company would refund $10 for orders of $25 or more picked up at locations including Whole Foods, Amazon Fresh, or Kohl's stores. The number of subscribers emailed by Amazon is unknown. The step comes as e-commerce companies seek to cut costs for home delivery while struggling with slack consumer demand. By encouraging clients to use pickup points more, Amazon expects to bypass costly residential package drop-offs, providing a huge opportunity for Amazon to reduce the cost of delivery, according to the upstate New York-based shipping consultant Dean Masiuba, as cited by news agency. Now check this out. How quickly times change. It wasn't that long ago that they had just started their, same day type of service, next day type of service. And now they're looking to cut much of their delivery service, period, completely out of the car. So a big change in such a short amount of time. Hey, we were all fat and happy for a while there. And I'm saying that as just a form of speech, but we were all fat and happy there. There's no two ways about it. I mean, it was just our standard of living for the majority of us. I mean, of course, that goes from one end of the spectrum to the other. You've got somebody that's never been in a store themselves because they always have people shop for them, and at the same time, you got people living on the streets. So. But the happy medium for most people isn't too bad off, to be honest. But where we're heading is a different story. And you're going to see a lot of this stuff change. I think you're going to see a lot of companies close. And I think you're going to see that the behemoths like Amazon are going to be allowed to be completely let go out of control and do whatever the hell they please. Before everything is all said and done, they're going to nationalize everything, right? They're going to centralize everything because that is the plan. That is the plan. And people that play ball with them today, like Jeff Bezos, they are promised a very, very, very well life just by playing ball. Now, we all know from reading history books, right? We all know from reading history books that never works out. So, good luck, Mr. Bezos, and you better hope they don't strap you to one of your big boner rockets and ship you into space. So, anyway, keep an eye on retail changes because they are pretty good indicators as to what's going to happen with the economy. All right, drink a coffee. Dong rockets. Hey, I'm not the one that invented it. I wouldn't have invented a dong rocket. I think that was totally uncalled for. To have the huge penile rocket ship. That was uncalled for. That was a lewd display of rocketry. Absolutely. China rebukes U.S. over Taiwan. China's foreign minister, King Gang, I'm not sure that's how it's pronounced, has reprimanded the United States envoy to Beijing for what he perceived as Washington's support for Taiwan, while also saying that his country would not agree to bolster communication lines between Washington and Beijing without receiving political concessions from the White House first. The U.S. should not talk about communication while continuously suppressing and containing China, Ken said to Ambassador Nicholas Burns, according to a readout of their meeting released on Monday by China's foreign ministry. The U.S. must not say one thing but do the opposite. Ken added that Washington must respect China's bottom lines and red lines and stop damaging China's sovereignty, security, and development interests. Tensions have amplified between the U.S. and China in recent months, in part due to both nations' respective stances regarding Taiwan. And then the rest just goes in history and blah, blah, blah. But, things are not calming down there either. It's just a matter of time. I mean, it's a ticking clock. This war is a ticking clock. Just a matter of time, man. It's insane. Anywho, overcompensating. That a rocket, or you ready to launch, or you just happy to see me? I wonder how many times Bezos said that to somebody. I think we should make Nancy Pelosi say it to him. That would be cool. I don't want to see it, though. There we go. Hunter Biden's punishment. Hunter Biden, for all his crimes, all of it, the laptop stuff, all of it. He's got to sleep one night with Nancy Pelosi. Guess who'll be Jeffrey Epstein next, but that will be hanging himself. Oh, if you're talking about, didn't Luke Radowski, We Are Changed, didn't he post that today? Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Oh, man. Well, you know, it's time that we do those headline things, and, well, only one way to get a job done. That's to go to bed and worry about it the next day. No, it's to get it done. Right, Biden? Blah, 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 blah. Thanks, Biden. I think Jen's about ready to either piss herself or fall over here. Oh, man. Ah. Oh, man. It's a messed up Monday. Messed up Monday. That's what we ought to start calling it. Messed up Monday. Let's see. Let's see. Canada kicks out Chinese diplomat. Well, how dare you? U.S. ally seeks to join anti-China bloc, says media. Euro area banks report record drop in mortgage loans. Globalist elites provoking bloody conflicts and coups, says Putin. Serbian president reveals what West wants him to do. West losing Russian gold, says Bloomberg. Ukraine reports major Russian strike on Kiev. Angry mob surrounds Russian ambassador in Warsaw. EU, get out of the way. EU to punish Russian crude shipping cheats, says Bloomberg. British government alarmed at Revolut's attack on red tape, says media. Ex-Ukrainian Ex-Ukrainian envoy to Germany tears into successor. Former Pakistani PM detained. China raids offices of major consultancy. EU to take anti-Russia sanctions global, says media. Russian citizen killed in Israeli raid, says RIA. Gender bias case costs Goldman Sachs millions, says media. Ukraine peace talks now impossible, says UN chief. UN skeptical about China helping to end Ukraine conflict. Erdogan offers huge pay raise to civil servants. German Chancellor objects to World War II's victory parade in Moscow. Now let's see, why would you do that? Why would Germany... I don't know why Germany would be upset about a World War II victory parade. How come Germany's not condemning the West, anyone in the West, for celebrating the World War II victory day? China rebukes U.S. over Taiwan. Oh, I read that one. Let's see. Ukrainian counteroffensive is not a big battle for Middle Earth, says Zelensky's aide. Might as well be, for you guys anyway. Australian lawmakers call on U.S. to drop Assange extradition bid. Trump guilty of sexual assault, says the court. Ukraine blasts foreign leaders for attending World War II victory celebration. Yeah, because you're not supposed to celebrate the day that you ended the Nazi regime. Imagine that. All NATO members support Ukraine membership, says Stoltenberg. Speak for yourself. Victory over Nazis celebrated around the world. Except Germany. They're pissed off. U.S. claims credit for World War II victory over Nazis. I think it was a group effort, to be honest. I can't pin it all on the U.S. and can't pin it all on China. It was a group effort. Without Russia and the U.S., though, it wouldn't have been even remotely close. Everybody'd be speaking German. EU country arrests 26 people for celebrating Victory Day. That was Latvia. So remember that. There's a number 1 up there, which tells me I've got a notification. It's kind of like Blue's Clues when you get mail, but without the jingle. So, I mean, I can do the jingle if you want, but we got notifications. We got notifications. We got notifications. Let's read them now. Does that work? Do I need to do that every show or? Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. It's Monday. Deal with it. Syria and Saudi Arabia reopen embassies. So, I really don't want to read it. Oh, I did want to share it though. No, we don't do shit on Reddit. Tweeter. There we go. It's sweeter with the tweeter. Uh-oh. No, blackness. What did you do? Hi, Google. Close the window. I like Streamlabs, though, because I can just reopen the window and it will pick it back up. Wirecast wouldn't do that. Wirecast, you were just screwed until you restarted the program or you just brought in a new window. So, to Wirecast. I do like Streamlabs. That's pretty sweet stuff. Real simple. It don't have near the amount of things I can do with it. Nor is it capable of producing near the quality of Wirecast. But if you can find anything professional about what we do, let me know so I can put an end to that shit. Anyway, on that note of improvement, I am going to get the hell out of here and go to bed. Truth. Damn straight. Anyway. Anyway, I am out of here. I appreciate you all coming and listening to my abuse. And God willing, we'll be back tomorrow to do it some more. So hope to see you then. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.